Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for us to begin proceedings for the Dare Adeboye Foundation, Ogun State Secondary Schools, Model United Nations General Assembly, with the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Now, I would like us to know that this is not just a simulation of the Model United Nations, but it is an avenue, a platform for every young person here to learn about international relations, build public speaking skills, negotiation skills, and of course, see how we can make impact as young people. We have officials here to spearhead and to oversee the proceedings for this General Assembly. The rapporteur is here seated, Mr. Adeleke Andrew. We have the Secretary General of the Model United Nations for the Dare Adeboye Ogun State Secondary Schools 2025, Ms. Kazim Testimony. We have Madam President of this General Assembly 2025, Jehovah Tosin Agbabiaka. I will now yield the floor to Madam President and the Secretary General of this General Assembly to continue the proceedings for this Assembly. Thank you.
Madam President, distinguished delegate, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, welcome to the first General Assembly of the Ogun State Model United Nations. I now officially declare the session open. The theme for our deliberation is Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment.
We shall now adopt the agenda of the first General Assembly. Will the delegates please move the motion? The delegate of Croatia, please move the motion.
I hereby move the motion for the adoption of the agenda.
Thank you. Will another delegate kindly move the motion? Delegate of Denmark, please second the motion.
I hereby second the motion for the adoption of the agenda.
The agenda is hereby adopted. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to welcome you all to the first session of the Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly. I thank you for the trust you have placed in me to serve as the president of this body. We gather here, representing the voices and hopes of young people from all corners of the world. At a time of shared challenges and profound global change, our unity and resolve are more essential than ever. Today, we debate on a theme that touches our present and shapes the future. Technology and innovation for youth empowerment. We live in a world being reshaped by artificial intelligence, digital tools, and frontier technologies. Yet, amid this transformation, we must ask, are our youths being equipped to lead? Or are they being left behind? Youths are not just the future, they are the change makers of today. From startups in Lagos and Nairobi, to tech innovations in Jakarta, London and beyond, young minds are redefining leadership in the digital era. But innovation without access is exclusion. Technology without purpose is noise. Our mission today is not just to celebrate progress, but to ensure that it is inclusive, equitable, and accessible. Every young person, regardless of background or geography, must have the opportunity not only to use technology, but to create with it, shape it, and lead through it. Let us debate boldly, collaborate creatively, and remember, innovation is most powerful when it lifts others. Thank you. I now declare this session open. shall now proceed to roll call. When your country is called, please respond with present or present and voting. Will the repertoire please start?
Thank you, Mr. President. Okay. Delegates from Rwanda.
Present and voting.
Delegates from China.
Present and voting.
Delegates from South Africa.
Present and voting.
Delegates from India.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Egypt.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Japan.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Kenya.
Present and voting.
Delegates from South Korea.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Ghana.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Indonesia.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Nigeria.
Present and voting.
Delegates from United States of America.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Ethiopia.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Bangladesh.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Morocco.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Vietnam.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Senegal.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Philippines.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Uganda.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Malaysia.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Algeria.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Saudi Arabia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Tunisia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from United Arab Emirates.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Tanzania.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Israel.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Botswana.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Iran.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Angola. Delegates from Qatar.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Namibia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Kazakhstan.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Zambia.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Thailand.
Present and voting.
Delegates from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Singapore.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Côte d'Ivoire. Delegate from Sri Lanka.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Malawi.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Jordan.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Pakistan.
Present and voting.
Delegate from United Kingdom.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Canada. Delegate from France.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Brazil.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Germany.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Mexico.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Italy.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Argentina.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Spain.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Colombia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Netherlands.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Chile.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Sweden.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Peru.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Norway.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Venezuela.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Finland.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Cuba.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Poland.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Jamaica.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Switzerland.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Trinidad and Tobago.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Belgium.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Haiti.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Australia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Dominican Republic.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Ireland.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Ecuador.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Portugal.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Uruguay.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Denmark.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Bolivia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Greece.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Guatemala.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Czech Republic.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Honduras.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Romania.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Papua New Guinea. Delegate from Hungary.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Samoa.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Ukraine.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Solomon Island.
Present and voting.
Delegates from Russia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Vanuatu.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Serbia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Barbados.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Bulgaria.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Croatia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Bahamas.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Panama.
Present and voting.
Delegate from St. Lucia. Delegate from Australia.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Grenada.
Present and voting.
Delegate from New Zealand. Delegate from Antigua and Barbuda.
Present and voting.
Delegate from Maldives. Delegate from Fiji.
Present and voting.
Delegate from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Delegate
Present and
from,
voting.
delegate from Belize.
Present and voting.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, highly esteemed members of the board, honorable members of the educational sector of Ogun State, distinguished delegates, brilliant and beautiful ladies and gentlemen. At this point, we would like to specially recognize some people, some unique personalities in our midst. In no particular order. The first person I'd like to recognize, before I even say the name, I'd like you to please rise to your feet and recognize this person. I would crave your indulgence, please, because last year I was here as the host, the person was here, and the person is a symbol to me of power, love, care, and so much more. The wife of Pastor Dare Adeboye, none other than Pastor Mrs. Temi Adeboye. Thank you so much, Ma. It is an honor to have you in our midst. Thank you, thank you, thank you. While you're still standing, because what you do for one, you do for all, I'd like us to recognize the presence again of Dr. Mrs. Akinola Okira for M.O. I'd also like us to acknowledge the presence of the MD, CEO, Premium Trust Bank, in person of Pastor Emmanuel Emefianen. You're very much welcome, sir. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'd also like us to acknowledge the presence of Pastor Adeolu Adeboye. Pastor Adeolu Adeboye is the elder brother of Pastor Dare Adeboye and a board member of the Dare Adeboye Foundation. Thank you very much. One more time for every dignitary present. Let's give a warm applause and welcome everyone. Thank you. Please be seated. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I hereby yield the floor back to Madam President of the General Assembly. Thank you.
We shall now adopt a motion to allocate 2 minutes per speaker. Will the delegate of Bulgaria kindly move the motion? Thank you. Will the delegate of Russia second the motion? Motion carried. Speaking time is hereby set at 2 minutes per delegate. We shall now adopt a motion to allocate 2 minutes per speaker. Will the delegate of Bulgaria kindly move the motion?
I move the motion that each delegate be allotted 2 minutes per speech.
Thank you. Will the delegate of Russia second the motion?
I second the motion.
Motion carried. Speaking time is hereby set at 2 minutes per delegate. The floor is now open. Will the delegate of Rwanda open the floor?
Your Excellency, Madam President of 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Rwanda rises to contribute to the discussion on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Rwanda is a nation reborn through innovation. Our youth are leading the charge in drone technology, digital health, and smart governance. Kigali Innovation City and the Rwanda Coding Academy are just 2 examples of our commitment to a digital future. But for every youth with a laptop, there are many without. Digital inclusion remains an urgent task. Rwanda urges this assembly to support grassroots tech education, scale up broadband infrastructure, and invest in programs that build the digital gender divide. Let our continent not be left behind. Let our youth lead Africa forward, digitally, sustainably, and boldly. The delegate of Rwanda is the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Will the delegates from China?
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of China rises to present a position on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In China, innovation is at the heart of our nation's strategy. Our youth is at the forefront of advancement in artificial intelligence, green tech, and e-commerce. With platforms like Alibaba and Bijou inspiring millions, Chinese youth are reshaping global industries. However, we recognize the challenges in equitable access to these opportunities, especially in rural provinces. China believes in strengthening STEM education, providing mentorship for young innovators, and enhancing international cooperation in research and development. We advocate for cross-border incubators, scholarships, and technology exchanges that allow all youth, regardless of geography, to participate in building the future. The youth must not only consume innovation, they must drive it. The delegates of China use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you too. Can each delegate from each country please stand when presenting their speech? So will the delegate of South Africa continue?
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of South Africa rises to present a position on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In South Africa, we believe that the energy of our youth, combined with the power of technology, holds the key to inclusive growth. From Cape Town to Johannesburg, young South Africans are coding solutions, building startups, and reimagining our economy. Our government has launched initiatives like the Youth Employment Service, YES, and the Digital Skills for Jobs campaign to increase access to each training and job opportunities. Yet, millions remain on the margin, especially in rural and undeserved communities. South Africa calls on this assembly to prioritize digital equity across Africa through policies that ensure affordable internet, support women in STEM, and invest in youth innovation labs. Let us not just give young people devices, let us give them platforms to build the future. The delegate of South Africa yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate from India.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of India is honored to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Technology and innovation in India is a land of youthful potential. From Bangalore to Delhi, our youth are coding solutions, creating platforms like Zomato and Ola, and reshaping fintech, edtech, and health tech sectors. Yet, millions still face barriers to quality digital education and connectivity. India calls for global cooperation to expand digital infrastructure and also, especially in rural regions, and the integration of vocational tech programs into schools curricula. We believe in Digital India global impact. Let us ensure innovation becomes not a privilege of the few, but a right for all. The delegates of India use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Egypt.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegate of Egypt rises to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In the land of pyramids, a new generation is building digital monuments. Egypt's youth are creating AI solutions, fintech startups, and groundbreaking health tech. Through initiatives like Egypt Makes Electronics and Digital Egypt Builders, while equipping our youth with the tools to thrive in the fourth industrial revolution. However, disparities in access to technology and limited funding for grassroots innovation still hold back many brilliant minds. Egypt urges this assembly to support intercontinental tech scholarships, startup incubators, and policies that promote open access to digital education for all youth. The spirit of innovation is not foreign in Africa. It is our legacy. Let us make it our future. The delegate of Egypt yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate of Japan.
Your Excellency, Madam President, honorable delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Japan addresses this assembly on the subject, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Japan's youth are building on a legacy of robotics, automation, and precision engineering. From Tokyo Tech startups to high school AI clubs, young minds are driving the next generation of progress. However, an aging population and urban area divide present unique challenges. Japan emphasizes inclusive policies that promote youth engagement in science and technology, greater access to coding education, and support for female innovators. We advocate for youth-led research exchanges and ethical innovations program globally. Empowering youth means giving them not only tools, but trust. The debate of Japan used the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate of Kenya.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Kenya rises to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Kenya, the Silicon Savannah of Africa, is proud of its vibrant ecosystem where young minds power solutions like M-Pesa, Ushahidi, and Twiga Foods. Our youth are turning problems into platforms and dreams into digital realities. Yet, challenges persist. Youth in remote regions still lack access to quality tech education and reliable connectivity. Kenya calls on this assembly to champion cross-border digital infrastructure, youth-friendly innovation policies, and continental coding academics. Let us empower our youth not just to consume innovation, but to create it for Africa by Africa. The delegate of Kenya yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate of South Korea.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of South Korea is honored to address this assembly on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. South Korea is a global leader in internet connectivity, robotics, and digital innovation. Our youth are developing smart city solutions, powering global K-tech, and building apps that shape pop culture and communication. Yet, we recognize the need for more equitable tech opportunities across all demographics. South Korea believes in nurturing youth through digital literacy, inclusive education, and government-funded innovation programs. We encourage international youth hackathons, collaborative platforms, and mentorships that help young minds to turn simple ideas into tech-powered businesses and impactful enterprises. Because when a nation invests in the mind of its youth, it turns crises into codes and struggles into strength. So, let the youth lead boldly and not just follow swiftly. The delegate of South Korea hereby yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. That was really nice. The delegate of Ghana.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of China rises to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Ghanaian youth are seasoned in the digital age with passion. With Accra emerging as a tech hub, young innovators are crafting fintech, edtech, and agri-tech solutions that are changing lives. Initiatives such as Ghana Tech Lab and the Youth Employment Agency's digital training programs are helping close the digital gap. Still, many of our young citizens face barriers, limited devices, inadequate training, and few investment opportunities. Ghana calls for a continental tech innovation fund, increased public-private partnerships, and digital rights policies that safeguard youth creativity. Africa's transformation lies in its youth, bold, brilliant, and digitally driven. The delegate of Ghana yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate of Indonesia.
Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegate, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Indonesia rises to speak on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In Indonesia, young innovators are transforming agriculture, fintech, and health sectors with mobile-based solutions. Startups like Kojek began with youth-led ideas that now serve millions across Southeast Asia. However, many youth across our archipelago still lack access to consistent internet and STEM education. Indonesia calls for stronger investment in rural connectivity, local innovation hubs, and global cooperation that gives youth people the digital tools they need. We support climate-conscious innovation and tech entrepreneurship among youth. When empowered, youth do not just adopt, they revolutionize. The delegate of Indonesia yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate of Nigeria.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the Ogun State 2025 Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Nigeria rises to present a position paper on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Nigeria, our youth are our greatest asset. They are building businesses, launching apps, and leading conversation in technology from Lagos to Kaduna. Companies like Flutterwaves and Paystack, started by young Nigerians, are now transforming Africa's digital economy. But despite our success, many young Nigerians are still lacking access to basic digital tools, internet connectivity, and training. Without action, we risk leaving millions of Nigerian youths behind. Nigerian believes that every young person deserves access to digital literacy, STEM education, and space where they can innovate. We call on this assembly to support investment in rural internet, tech hub, and international partnership that provide training and funding for young-driven innovation. Let us empower youth, young people, not just using technology, but leading it. The future is ahead of us. It is already being built by the youth of today. The delegates of Nigeria use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the delegates from Nigeria. The delegates are from United States of America.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegates of the United States rises to address the theme, technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In the United States, innovation is driven by the energy of our youth, from Silicon Valley to emerging tech hubs in Texas and beyond. American youths are developing AI, leading climate tech solutions, and reshaping the future through platforms like code.org and Girls Who Code. However, challenges remain on the South communities, especially youths of colors and rural populations, still face barriers to access and participation in tech innovation. The United States advocates for global cooperation in ensuring equitable access to STEM education, promoting inclusion in tech ecosystem, and expanding mentorship and accelerator programs for youth entrepreneurs. We believe empowered youth build stronger, democratic, and more resilient economics. Let's ensure no voice is left behind of the digital revolution. The delegates of the United States of America use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Ethiopia.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Ethiopia rises to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Ethiopia's young generation is rich in ideas, resilience, and potential, from Addis Ababa's tech startups to rural solar tech initiatives. Our youth are sowing seeds of innovation. Through projects like Digital Ethiopia 2025, we are laying the groundwork for a tech-powered future. But large segments of our youth, especially in rural areas, still lacks access to tech tools and training. Ethiopia calls on this assembly to prioritize digital inclusion, empower local edtech solutions, and facilitate mentorship programs connecting African youth to global networks. Let us not underestimate the fire of creativity burning in Africa's youth. It only needs the right fool. The delegate of Ethiopia yields the floor.
Thank you. The delegate from Bangladesh.
Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegates of Bangladesh addresses this General Assembly on the theme Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. From mobile banking to climate tech youth in Bangladesh are designing solutions
that responds to the need of our growing economy. Digital platforms like Portal are testaments of the ingenuity of our young people. However, access to training, infrastructure, and investments remains limited to many. Bangladesh calls for regional innovation funds, greater emphasis on coding in schools, and youth-focused tech partnerships that bridge gaps between education and entrepreneurship. The future belongs to those we prepare today. Let us invest in youth-led innovations now. The delegates of Bangladesh use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Morocco.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model Edition United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegate of Morocco rises to contribute to the dialogue on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Morocco's youth are powering smart cities, clean energy startups, and groundbreaking fintech solutions. With the Morocco Digital Strategy and National Coding Programs, we are nurturing innovation from Rabat to Casablanca. Yet, access to digital resources remains uneven across regions, and many talented youth still face funding and mentorship challenges. Morocco processes a Pan-Africa Digital Innovation Summit, shared e-learning platform, and regional funding pools for the youth-led projects. Let us build a digital united Africa where no dream is limited by bandwidth or borders. The delegate of Morocco yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Vietnam.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates, the delegate of Vietnam rises to present its petition, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Vietnamese youth are powering a digital revolution in Southeast Asia, financing, contributing to fintech, education apps, and smart agricultures. Government investments in park and STEM education has sparked a new era of possibility. However, disparities still exist between urban and rural areas to these opportunities. Vietnam supports community-based innovation program, public-private tech education partnership, and international fellowship for young inventors. Innovation should not be the privilege of the few, but the potential of the many. The delegates of Vietnam yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Senegal.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Senegal rises to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Senegal, our youth are building digital futures in education, agriculture, and health. The Smart Senegal program and the Digital Senegal Strategy 2025 are accelerating this vision. Our young people are ready, but many lack access to coding education, startup capital, and stable internet. Senegal calls for robust continental efforts to provide coding boot camps, youth tech challenges, and innovation funding across all member states. Africa's youth are not just participants in development, they are its architects. The delegates of Senegal yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Philippines.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of the Philippines is honored to contribute to the dialogue on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Our young people are creating digital solutions for education, healthcare, and social justice. From the rise of the BPOs to homegrown startups, Filipino youth are a driving force in the digital economy. But still, many face unequal access to connectivity, especially in remote islands. The Philippines advocates for universal broadband, open source educational tools, and youth accelerators that give ideas the space to grow. Let's bridge the digital divide and empower youth to code their future. The delegates of the Philippines use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Uganda.
Your Excellency, Madam President of 2025 Model United States General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Uganda rises to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Uganda, over 73% of our youth are below the age of 30. Ugandan youth are forging parts in technology, from mobile health solutions to blockchain-based agriculture. With programs like the National Information Communication Technology Innovation Hub and the Digital Ugandan Vision 2040. Also, the digital skilling initiatives, we are witnessing a youth-led technological awakening. But challenges persist. Limited internet access is also one of these challenges. In Uganda, though the penetration of mobile phone is high, with a percentage of 69.2%, only 20% of the Ugandan youth are able to use the internet every day or a few times a week. Furthermore, we also have a shortage of digital training in schools. Uganda urged this assembly to promote affordable internet, youth innovation contests, and inclusive science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education, which is also known as STEM, tailored to Africa's realities. Let us not merely prepare the youth for the future, but also prepare the future for the youth. The delegates of Uganda yield the floor.
Thank you. The delegates from Malaysia.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Malaysia rises to present a paper and address the General Assembly on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Malaysia is a Southeast Asian country known for its diverse culture and breathtaking natural beauty. Malaysia as a country believes in our youth and their ongoing effort to empower these young ones, aligning them with the government's goals of social system enhancement and economic growth. Malaysia youth are revolutionizing digital banking, e-commerce, and green energy. With the government support innovation ecosystems like Miranti and Midec, the government is believing and empowering our young minds. But still, challenges persist, like access to technical education, access to internet devices and modern devices, and also financially youth leads. But the delegates of Malaysia and on behalf of Malaysia beseech United Nations organizations to help provide innovation scholarships, help to improve the stronger cooperation in regional societies, and also help to improve the policies that can help youth to benefit from this technical advancement. Thank you very much, and the delegates of Malaysia use the floor.
Thank you very much to the delegates from Malaysia. The delegates from Algeria.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Algeria rises to present a position paper on the theme Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Algeria, we believe that youth are the architect of national progress. Across Algiers, Oran, and Constantine, young Algerians are developing mobile applications, engaging in AI research, and joining tech incubators to build solutions to local challenges. The government has launched programs like the Algiers Startups Fund and Innovation Hubs to support young entrepreneurs. However, challenges persist, especially in ensuring equal access to technology in rural areas and bridging the digital divide. Algeria urges this assembly to champion policies that make digital literacy and innovation training available to all youth, regardless of geography or gender. We also advocate for cross-border partnership to enhance access to resources and mentorship for young innovators across Africa. Let us build a future where no young person is left behind in digital revolution. The delegate of Algeria used the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate from Saudi Arabia.
Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegates, the delegates of Saudi Arabia is honored to address the Assembly on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Under Vision 2030, Saudi youth are leading digital transformation, from smart city development in NEOM to AI-driven health innovations. The kingdom is nurturing a vibrant startup culture with youth at the center. Still, we recognize the need for deeper engagement, especially for young women and underserved communities. Saudi Arabia advocates for expanded tech education, international coding, exchanges, and innovation fund for youth-led projects. Let us not just imagine a future shaped by youth, but invest in it deliberately. The delegates of Saudi Arabia use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate from Tunisia.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Tunisia rises to address the Assembly on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Tunisia is proud to be at the forefront of tech innovation in North Africa. Our youth are building startups, leading in fintech, and driving digital transformation. From the Tunisian Startup Act, launched at 2018, to our digital economy strategies, we are investing in young minds. But the journey is far from complete. Many youths in underserved regions still lack access to affordable internet, digital devices, and structured tech education. Tunisia believes that innovation thrives in conclusion. We call on this assembly to support initiatives that provide affordable tech infrastructure, strengthen school to start up pipelines, and create regional platforms for youth-led innovation exchange. Let us invest not only in roads and bridges, but in minds and dreams. Let us empower our youth. Let us embrace innovation, shaping a Tunisia that is not surviving, but thriving. The delegates of Tunisia use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from United Arab Emirates.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of the United Arab Emirates is privileged to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In the UAE, our youth are pioneering the future, from launching satellites to building AI-powered solutions. Initiatives like the Youth Hub and the UAE Coders Program have created spaces for innovation to thrive. We believe in inclusive innovation, where every person has the tools to dream and build. The UAE calls for stronger global youth collaborations, mentorship ecosystems, and accessible STEM education for all. The youth are not tomorrow's leaders. They are today's disruptors. The delegate of the UAE yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Tanzania.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Tanzania rises to contribute discourse on technology and innovation in youth empowerment. In Tanzania, our youth are the heartbeat of change. From launching mobile health apps in Dodoma and building e-commerce platform in Dar es Salaam, we have seen remarkable growth in the tech sector, driven by young innovators. However, disparities in access to education, digital tools, and connectivity remains obstacles for many of our rural, low-income youths. Tanzania advocates for regional cooperation to support digital infrastructure, teacher training ICTs, and innovation labs in secondary schools and universities. We must bridge the gap between talent and opportunity. Empowering our youths with technology is not optional, it is essential for sustainable development. As I step down from this podium, I implore the world to come together to create an innovative and prestigious society in Tanzania where youths are vast in technology and there is economic growth. By empowering our youths to unlock their potentials and build an advanced technological space where every youth in Tanzania is literate. The delegate of Tanzania yields the floor.
Thank you. The delegates from Israel.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Israel addressed the Assembly on technology and innovation for youth empowerment, known as the Startup Nation. Israel youth are creating breakthrough in cyber security, clean tech, and digital health. From university labs to garage startups, young minds are building global solutions. However, inclusion remains in goals. We must ensure all youth, regardless of background, can participate. Israel supports global innovation fellowships, peace through tech programs, and inclusive STEM training. Let innovation become a shared pathway to progress. Youth innovation is not just about invention, it is about impact. The delegate of Israel yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Botswana.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Botswana rises to present Botswana's position on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In Botswana, we are witnessing a rise in digital entrepreneurship among young people. Through government initiatives such as Botswana Innovation Hubs and partnership with global tech firms, we are nurturing homegrown talent. Yet, we face the challenge of integrating tech education in early schooling and ensuring digital tools reach every village and community. Botswana urges the Assembly to prioritize equitable access to tech infrastructure, upskilling program for youth, and innovation-focused funding mechanisms. Let us raise a generation that not only adapts to technology, but redefines it. The delegate of Botswana yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Iran.
Your Excellency, Madam President, honorable delegates, the delegate of the Islamic Republic of Iran is pleased to contribute to the discussion on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Iran youth are excelling in nanotechnologies, artificial intelligence, and renewable energy solutions. University and innovation parks are driving a new wave of tech-led growth. However, many young Iranians face barriers in accessing global platforms and resources. Iranian call for scientific diplomacy, youth-to-youth knowledge exchange, and regional innovation initiatives that promote cooperation and sustainable development. Let us turn competition into collaboration to empower our youth to innovate across borders. The delegate of Iran use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Angola. The delegates from Qatar.
Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegates, esteemed guests. The delegate of Qatar rise to speak on a topic which the theme says technology and innovation of youth for youth empowerment. Qatar is investing highly in education and innovation through initiatives like Qatar Foundation and the QSTP, which is the Qatar Science and Technology Park. Youth are creating startups involving in global research and leading sustainability solutions. Still, we must continue building an inclusive ecosystem that leaves no youth behind. Qatar supports youth-led tech entrepreneurship, innovation incubators, and regional recognition of scalable youth projects. Qatar investments in technology and innovation has become a powerful engine for youth empowerment. Let youth not be seen as just as learners, but as the digital era. The delegate of Qatar uses the floor. Thank you.
The delegates from Namibia.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Namibia rises to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Namibia's youth are driving change, especially in agricultural tech, renewable energy, and digital education. We are proud to initiatives like the Namibia Students Financial Assistance Funds that support innovation in higher education. However, we face digital inequality and a need for stronger rural tech access. Namibia's access for international support in expanding digital training centers, improving youth access to broadlands, and investing in youth-led green tech solutions. Empowered youth equals a sustainable and inclusive Africa. The delegate of Namibia used the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The delegates from Kazakhstan.
Your Excellency, Madam President, honorable delegates, the delegate of Kazakhstan presents his position on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Kazakhstan's youth are turning Central Asia into a digital hub. From fintech startup to agri-tech platforms, our young innovators are building the future of our region. However, rural areas still face barriers to access and opportunities. Kazakhstan calls for greater investment in digital education, youth innovation grants, and cross-border tech accelerators. Let us work together to make technology a bridge, not a barrier. The future is already taking shape in the minds and hands of our youth. The delegate of Kazakhstan use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Zambia.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Zambia rises to speak on the importance of technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In Zambia, young people are designing solutions to local problems, from edtech platforms to energy innovations. Our government is promoting STEM education and expanding ICT access in public schools. Still, many youths face barriers like high data costs, poor infrastructure, and limited mentorship. Zambia calls on this assembly to support the creation of regional tech mentorship networks, subsidize internet access, and innovation competitions for youth. Honorable delegates, youth empowerment is a smart investment in our shared future. Let us work together to ensure that every youth in Zambia and beyond has the tools to lead and shape a better world. The digital future belongs to those who prepare for it today. The delegates of Zambia yields the floor.
Thank you very much. The delegates from Thailand.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegate of Thailand addresses this General Assembly on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Thailand's technology sector has been experiencing significant growth, driven by government initiatives like Thailand 4.0 and increasing digitalization. Over 40% of our population is under 30, and our youth are at the forefront of driving transformation. Thai youth are driving digital tourism, mobile fintech, and climate-resilient agriculture. From Bangkok startup scenes to rural innovation hubs, our young people are igniting change. Yet, challenges remain in equal access to digital training and entrepreneurship resources. Thailand supports innovation bootcamps, regional youth think tanks, and inclusive tech education starting from the school level. Youth are not just adapting to the digital age, they are defining it. The delegate of Thailand used the floor, Kop Kun, which means thank you in Thai.
Thank you. The delegate from Democratic Republic of Congo.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of the Democratic Republic of Congo rises to address this assembly on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In DRC is a land filled with human and natural resources. Our youth are resilient and creative, always finding ways to improve even in challenging environments. From coding clubs in Kinshasa to agri-tech in Goma, the spark of innovation is very much alive. Yet, the digital divide remains very wide. Access to power, internet, and technical training are limited for many. We call on this assembly to support scalable models for tech education, community innovation hubs, and investment in mobile tech infrastructure. When we empower our youth, we empower our nation. The delegates of the Democratic Republic of Congo yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Singapore.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Singapore is honored to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Singapore's youth are designing smart nation solutions, AI systems, and fintech innovations that lead global trends. With policies that nurture talent and early education to entrepreneurship, innovation thrives. But as we lead, we should also lift. Singapore calls for global digital mentorship networks, accessible coding programs, and inclusive innovation policies to support underserved communities. In Singapore, despite its technological advancement, it lacks equal access for the entire youth population. The UN can assist and support programs that enable the youth to learn more of technological resources. Let's nurture every youth, regardless of origin, so that they can lead with technology. The delegate of Singapore yields the floor. As a Singaporean youth to say, Zay Zay, which means thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Côte d'Ivoire. The delegates from Sri Lanka.
Your Excellency, Madam President, honorable delegates, the delegates of Sri Lanka rises to address this assembly on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Our young people are building digital solutions for education, agriculture, and disaster response. Innovation hubs like Trade City are turning Colombo into a South Asian tech hub, but rural connectivity and lack of access to global platforms remain concerns. Sri Lanka supports regional collaboration on youth innovation, digital training for rural youth, and scholarship that bridge opportunity gaps. Let's empower our youth not just to join the global economy, but to shape it. Delegates of Sri Lanka use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Malawi.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Malawi rise to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Malawi, young innovators are using solar powers, mobile apps, and drones to tackle challenges in agriculture, education, and healthcare. We recommend national effort to integrate ICT in school and support digital learning. Yet, many youth still lack access to computer, reliable electricity, and modern tech training. Malawi calls for greater investment in rural innovation programs, public-private tech collaboration, and youth inclusion in policy making on digital development. Innovation is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. Let us equip our youth to lead. The delegate of Malawi yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Jordan.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Jordan rises to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Jordan is a country with limited natural resources, but unlimited human potential, especially among our youth. With over half of our population under 30, we see technology as the key to unlocking opportunity. We've launched initiatives like the OSIS 500 and TechWorks to train young Jordanians in coding, robotics, and entrepreneurship. Yet, challenges like unemployment, limited internet access, and lack of funding still hold many back, including youth in refugee communities. However, Madam President, we request the United Nations additional support to amplify our youth empowerment initiatives. Jordan urges all nations to treat technology access as a right, not a luxury. Let us invest in digital infrastructures, education, and youth-led innovation. When we empower youth with technology, we empower peace, progress, and possibility. The delegate of Jordan use the floor.
Thank you very much. Thank you, all countries, for participating in this speech. We may now yield the floor.
Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I hereby yield the floor of this General Assembly back to Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is now time for Pakistan to open the floor.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State United Modern General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Pakistan rises to present a theme on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Pakistan youth, comprising of over 60% of our population, are launching platform, freelance startup, and innovative agricultural solutions. Initiatives like National Incubation Center show that youth can achieve what they are given in the right environment. Still limited access to reliable internet, especially in rural regions, remain a hurdle. Pakistan supports the development of community tech centers, enhance digital education, and international partnerships that provide mentorship, funding, and global exposure. Let us equip our youth not just to learn, but to lead innovation. The delegate of Pakistan hears the floor. Thanks.
Thank you. The delegates from United Kingdom.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations Assembly, fellow delegates and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of the United Kingdom rises to address the Assembly on the theme Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In the United Kingdom, youth are driving a digital revolution, developing startups in Cambridge, coding in Birmingham, and launching fintech solutions in London. We are also, our country is a leading example of technological advancement with our innovations spread across the globe. But ecology and innovation goes beyond just training. It's about giving a chance to young ones to experiment, the space to fail and try again. We, the UK government, support these innovations through programs like the Digital Youth Strategy and Innovate UK. We believe that in the United Kingdom, empowering youth through technology and innovations is not just beneficial, it is essential. That's why we are investing in digital education, STEM careers, and tech startups led by young entrepreneurs to create developing skills and creative abilities. We call on the Assembly and all nations for global collaborations to promote digital inclusion, ensure cybersecurity education, and expand mentorship for youth-led tech ventures. We must empower the next generation to not only dream, but to design, develop, and deliver solutions to our world's challenges. There is no limit to what we can do if we can bring our youth together to ensure development in our country. As delegates, I urge all nations to prioritize digital inclusion, close up chapters of digital literacy, and with our innovations as a compass and transformation as a goal, there is no limit to what we can do. The delegates of the UK use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate of Canada, from Canada.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Canada is honored to speak on the theme Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Canada believes in inclusive innovation. From Toronto to Vancouver, young Canadians are driving green tech, AI, and digital healthcare solutions. National programs like CanCode Innovation 150 provides youth with the tools to create, not just consume technology. Yet, indigenous and remote communities still face challenges in connectivity and tech inclusion. Canada calls for international collaborations to build infrastructures, integrate indigenization into innovation, and provide safe online spaces for youth expression and creativity. Let us ensure that every youth from every community is empowered by innovation. The delegates of Canada use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Please snap your fingers instead of clapping. The delegate from France.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the year 2025, Ogun State Modern United General Nation Assembly, distinguished delighted ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. The delegates of France rise to present the position on the theme, Technology and Innovation for the Youth Empowerment. In France, we believe that innovation is the foundation of opportunities. The young French entrepreneurs are creating green techs in Lyon, I-Hay solution in Paris, and education platform across the countries. Programs like French Techs, triplets and ensuring diversity in innovations. Still, we recognize disparities in rural digital accesses and female participation in STEM. France advocates for inclusive digital education, youth collaboration centers, and cross-border collaboration in research and development. Let us build bridges, not borders, through innovation. In my country, which is France, we empower the youth we give empower youth men so that the youth of our country, my country, can be able to stand financially, economically, spiritually, and even socially. The delegate of France use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, delegates from France. Moving on, the floor is now yours, delegates from Brazil.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Brazil rises to speak on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In Brazil, innovation is pulsating through our youth, from fintech startups in Sao Paulo to agri-tech solutions in the Amazon region. Programs like Startup Brazil and Code Girl Brazil are nurturing young leaders in tech. Still, economic disparity and digital exclusion persist in rural and favelas communities. Brazil proposes partnerships for mobile tech labs, Portuguese language, digital literacy platforms, and regional investments in green innovation hubs for youth. Empowered youth can enforce minds and lands. The future of Brazil and the world depends on it. The delegate of Brazil yield the floor. Obrigado.
Thank you very much. The delegates from Germany.
Greetings, Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegates. The delegate of Germany stand to address the General Assembly on the topic technology and innovation for youth empowerment. From Berlin to Munich, young Germans are at the forefront of artificial intelligence, robotics, and climate tech. Government-backed programs like Startup Germany and Digital Parks Schools are equipping youth with 21st century skills. Yet we must ensure that no youth is left behind, particularly in integrating digital learning in all educational institutions. Germany calls for stronger international cooperation to promote tech literacy and apprenticeship in the tech sector, an ethical framework that safeguards young innovators. The delegate of Germany yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I understand the fact that you are reading out, but please, can you be audible enough for people in the audience to hear you? The delegates from Mexico.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations Assembly, I am deeply honored to stand before you today. Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegate of Mexico rises to present a position paper on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment in Mexico. In an era defined by digital transformation, technology is not just a tool, it's a bridge connecting dreams to opportunities, ideas to impact, and potential to purpose. In Mexico, this bridge is growing stronger every day. Across the nation, young innovators are transforming society from tech startups in Guadalajara, Mexico's Silicon Valley, to youth-led climate and social tech initiatives. Programs like Jóvenes Construyendo El Futuro provide digital skills for thousands. Yet, millions of rural and indigenous youth remain disconnected from the digital world. Mexico advocates for culturally sensitive tech education, increased public-private partnership in rural connectivity, and regional innovation hubs across Latin America. Distinguished delegates, the spirit of Mexican youth is innovative, resilient, and ready to lead. But to unlock our full potential, we need sustained support, international collaboration, public and private partnership, and most importantly, belief in our ideas. Let us choose to innovate together. Let us empower our youth, not just with devices, but with direction, and not just with platform, but with purpose. Empowerment begins with access and growth with opportunity. Let's bridge that gap together. The delegate of Mexico yield the floor. Gracias.
Thank you very much. Please, delegates from each country should please maintain decorum while you or your representatives from your country can be audible. The delegates from Italy.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, in a rapidly evolving world, the role of youth is more important than ever. This young generation is full of energy, potential, and creativity.
To enhance this, we must embrace technology and innovation as tools for growth and empowerment. Italian youth are merging tradition with innovation, revolutionizing fashion tech in Milan and agricultural automation in Sicily. Initiatives like Giovanni 2030 are bringing youth into digital policymaking. However, gaps remain in infrastructure and access for youth in the southern regions. Italy urged this assembly to champion inclusive innovation, promote digital equity across all regions, and support youth-led startups through education, funding, and mentorship. Empowering youth through technology and innovation is not just an investment in Italy's future. It's not just an investment in Italy's future. Let us work together, governments, educators, business organizations, and community, to ensure that our youth are not just consumers of technology, but creators, innovators, leaders. And may we all commit to building a brighter, more inclusive, and innovative future for Italy's youth. Let us nurture creativity with code and vision with values. Delegates of Italy use the floor. As Italians we say, grazie mille, thank you.
Thank you. Please maintain decorum as the representatives from your country speaks. The delegates from Argentina, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies, gentlemen, I, the delegate of Argentina, stand before you today to address the paramount issue shaping the future of our global society, technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In a world increasingly driven by digital advancement, Argentina's youth must not be mere consumers of technology, but rather must be equipped with the tools and opportunities to thrive in the world of technology and innovation. The power of technology transcends convenience. It is a transformative force. In the bustling streets of Buenos Aires and Cordoba, young Argentinians are creating change through EdTech, AI, and biotechnology. National programs like Plan Argentina Innovadora aim to embed innovation into our education system. Yet we face a troubling reality. Many regions face limited access to quality education, digital infrastructure gaps, gender disparity in STEM, which hinder many young Argentinians from fully harnessing technological advancements. Honorable Chair, esteemed delegates, as we conclude this vital discussion on technology and innovation for youth empowerment, let us reaffirm our collective commitment to ensuring that young people worldwide can harness the transformative power of digital enhancements. Let us ask ourselves if we will allow another generation to be denied access to knowledge, if we will sit in comfort while millions are left behind, if we will wait for change or rather create it. Argentina refuses to stand idle. We call upon this assembly to act boldly and establish global initiatives for universal digital access, strengthen technology-driven education, and invest in youth-led innovation. Let us rise, not as mere advocates, but as architects of change, because the future is shaped by those willing to act, willing to lead, and willing to transform challenges into breakthroughs. The time for discussion has passed. Today, we take action. The delegates of Argentina use the floor. Gracias.
Thank you. Moving on, the delegate from Spain.
Su Excelencia, Señora Presidenta de las Naciones Unidas, distinguidos delegados, damas y caballeros. Today, I am here to ignite a vision, not just to make a speech. All I said in Spanish was, Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Spain rises today not just to speak but to ignite a vision on the use of technology for youth empowerment. in a world racing towards digital transformation. Spain refuses to be left behind, ranked 28th among the 133 economies in the global learning landscape. We proudly boast over 94.8% internet connectivity, 172,000 mobile stations, and a fiber optic network that reaches over 92% of households. In Spain, we have businesses such as Glovo and startups. But this Glovo is more than just a business. In fact, it is an engine for youth empowerment. Through national programs like Escuela 2.0, we are bridging digital gaps and preparing our youth to compete, create, and lead in the global tech space. Yet, Madam President, for every success, there are shadows we cannot ignore. A digital divide still persists. In rural areas, many still lack access. Youth representation in STEM field remains limited, and cybersecurity threats endanger the very system we rely on. Madam President, Spain is moving forward, but we cannot do it alone. We urge this assembly, under your leadership, to champion a course of inclusive innovation. Let us build stronger digital foundation, expand access to EdTech, and build a nation that is fit for our youth. With your support, technology can become not just a tool, but a lifeline for millions. Our elders say, a idle mind is the devil's workshop, but give that mind technology and it becomes a workshop of change. The delegates of Spain respectfully, passionately yields the floor. Muchas gracias, amigos.
Thank you. Please, as I said earlier, you just have to snap your hands to appreciate your representative. Moving on, the delegates from Colombia.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State United Model General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Colombia rises to present a position paper on the theme, Innovation and Technology for Youth Empowerment. Colombia is a nation of flourishing potential, with nearly 40% of our population under 25, poised to drive our future through innovation. We view technology as the cornerstone for unlocking opportunities for our youth. We've launched initiatives like in Impulsa Colombia, Talento Digital, and the Ciento to train young Colombians in entrepreneurship, coding, and innovation, engaging over 1.5 million youth in science and technology programs. However, challenges such as limited internet access in rural areas with only 28.8 connectivity and inclusiveness gaps for communities that are marginalized continue to impede progress. Colombia urges all nations to prioritize equal access to technology as a fundamental right. Let us invest in digital infrastructure, education, and youth-led innovation. Colombia urges this assembly to support inclusiveness tech ecosystem, peace-oriented digital education, and programs that help youth use tech for social transformation. When we empower youth with technology, we empower progress, equality, and plans for a bright and sustainable future. The delegates of Colombia yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Netherlands.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Netherlands rises to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Dutch youths are designing smart cities, leading sustainable tech projects, and driving fintech across Europe. With robust digital education and innovation hubs like BrainPort Eindhoven, the Netherlands is cultivating young innovators, but yet they face challenges. Challenges such as education and skills, where youth feel their education do not support them in channeling technologies towards their future career. Secondly, mental health and well-being. Thirdly, youth participation and influence in technological standard in the country. The Netherlands urges this assembly to advocate for tech accessibility in the underserved regions,
digital rights for youth, and international collaboration on climate tech initiatives led by young minds. Let us code a better world together. The delegates of the Netherlands use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you to the delegates from Chile.
Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegate of Chile speaks on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Chile is a South American nation with a youth population of 18%, approximately 19.8 million people. It has a rich history of global contribution from literary icons like Pablo Neruda and Isabel Allende to scientific minds like biotechnologist Pablo Valenzuela. The 2010 rescue of 33 trapped miners showcased Chile's emergence, engineering strengths, and technological resolve. In Chile, youths are creating impacts through environmental technology, fintech, and data science. Initiatives like Explorer, Digital, Chile Digital, Talento Digital, and Startup Chile bring science and tech into schools nationwide. However, gender disparity and regional inequalities in access still exist. Chile advocates for gender-focused tech programs, digital inclusion policies, and inter-country innovation networks for youth across the global south. Innovation must be diverse, and youth must be the architects. The delegate of Chile yields the floor. Gracias.
Thank you. The delegates from Sweden.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the Ogun State MUN 2025, esteemed delegates of the Assembly. The delegate of Sweden rises to contribute to the discussion on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Swedish youth are leading in green innovation, software development, and social tech enterprises. From Stockholm to Uppsala, platforms like Spotify and Klarna, once youth-led startups, have become global names. Because Sweden stands as a beacon of innovation, where creativity, inclusion, and sustainability are cornerstones of our national vision. We call on this assembly to expand global youth tech fellowships, support environmental tech innovation, and ensure digital ethics are taught in every school. Empowerment is not just access, it is responsibility and support. Let's give our youth both. The delegate of Sweden use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The delegates from Peru.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, standing before you here today is a delegate representing Peru, a vast populated country of 33.85 million, located in the Western South America. And the theme of discussion before me is Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Peru, a country of great innovative mindset, amassing 23.3% of the total population as youth. Peru actively encourages its youth in technology and innovation through various initiatives, some of which are STEM education, youth tech-focused innovations, and youth tech-focused organizations, and others with youth empowerment, which fosters innovation and entrepreneurship. Peru faces challenges in advancing technology and innovation, particularly for youth empowerment, some of which are digital literacy, low investment in research and development, lack of specific regulations in emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and blockchains, limited access to technology. The United Nations General Assembly can contribute to empowering Peruvian youth through technology and innovation. By the United Nations, with all these solutions implemented to the challenges Peru faces, Peru can unlock the potentials of technology and make the better future, because the youth are the greatest asset a nation can ever have. Thank you.
Thank you to The delegates from Norway.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Model United Nations General Assembly, respected delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Norway is honored to address this assembly on the topic, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Norwegian youth are advancing in ocean tech, AI, and renewable innovation. With programs like the UNGT Entrepreneurship, Norway encourages young minds to be creators, not just consumers. However, rural and indigenous youth must also be included in this digital revolution. Norway calls for global support of community-based tech training, indigenous innovation programs, and secure digital infrastructure. Let's make sure every young person has the tools to shape the future they deserve. The delegate of Norway use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The delegates from Venezuela.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, respected teachers, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Venezuela stands to speak on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Venezuela, a nation celebrated for its rich culture, its rich history, its resilient spirit. Despite economic challenges, young Venezuelans are finding creative solutions in coding, e-commerce, and social media activism. Initiatives like Aprendo and CASA emerged during crisis to support youth education digitally. Still, instability limits access to consistent digital infrastructure and global opportunities. Venezuela calls for international solidarity through open source learning platforms, regional training programs, and humanitarian tech interventors for vulnerable youth. Innovation must not be a privilege, it must be a right. The delegate of Venezuela yields the floor. Gracias.
Thank you. The delegates from Finland.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Finland has been a leader in leveraging technology and innovation. In Finland, coding is taught from primary schools, and young people lead in mobile gaming, education tech, and AI solutions. Our innovation is rooted in equity, education, and ethnics. But we know that digital divide, informal employment, and skill mismatch, and disparity in education quality persist. Finland calls on all nations to make digital literacy a basic right, invest in youth, lead digital research, and create safe space for innovation in and out of classroom. Technology should not be a privilege. It should be a pathway for all. The delegates of Finland yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The delegates from Cuba.
Dearest Madam President, respected delegates, distinguished listeners, the delegates of Cuba contribute to the discussion on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In Cuba, youth are embracing innovation in edtech, biotechnology, and even education. Programs like Jovin Club Day Computation brings digital skills to communication. Nonetheless, limitations in internet access and external restrictions hinder broader innovation. Cuba calls for equitable tech access, cooperation free from embargo restrictions, and youth exchange program that encourages stress progress. Let us not insulate youth. We must inspire them in hope, innovation, technology, and connection. The delegates of Cuba hear the four glad with representatives appreciation in Cuba. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, delegates of each country should please snap their fingers while appreciating their representatives. The delegates from Poland.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Poland rises to address the General Assembly on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Polish youth are reshaping fintech, cybersecurity, and agri-tech. Our vibrant tech ecosystem is growing with government-backed initiatives like START in Poland, giving young innovators a launchpad. Yet, digital inequality and regional disparities must be addressed with urgency. Poland urges the Assembly to promote tech inclusion in rural areas, fund youth STEM programs, and foster regional innovation clusters across all continents. Let us ignite possibility where there is potential. The delegate of Poland used the floor, Dziękuję, which means thank you in Polish.
Thank you. The delegates from Jamaica.
Good day, Your Excellency, Madam President of 2025 Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, my lovely teachers, and my esteemed guests. The delegate of Jamaica rises to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Firstly, Jamaica is an island country located in the West Indies. Jamaica is a country that got independence in 1962. It is also a country with limited resources and unlimited potential, especially among the youth. Jamaica's view on technology as a vital tool used in driving national development and growth has enabled Jamaica's youth in building fintech platforms, designing mobile apps, and transforming creative industry to tech. We have excelled in introducing technology and innovation into our educational sectors, e.g. our STME initiative, whereby there is a distance learning, government services, digital transformation, Amber Arts Academy. Still, we face sluggish economic growth, high public debt, limited rural infrastructure, and unequal access pose challenges. I therefore bid on behalf of my country to United Nations in helping with the collaboration and partnership with international countries so as to stabilize our technological aspects in every sector, and also help Jamaica to advocate for Caribbean-focused innovation hubs, regional e-learning platforms, and support for youth in digital creative industries. I would urge youth to embrace technology as a right at opportunity, and not only to use tech, but to export it boldly and proudly. I would also urge the youth of my country to develop patriotism to our country, because the change starts from you and I, and the change starts now. I yield the floor to Madam President. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. The delegates from Switzerland, the floor is now yours.
Good day, Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model, United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you today as a proud delegate of Switzerland, who rises to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Switzerland, this is a country where the mountains are high, but our vision for youth empowerment is even high. For 12 consecutive years, Switzerland has been ranked #1 of the Global Innovation Index, and this is not by chance. It is because we have created a nation where innovation is culture and where the young minds are trusted with the future. We don't wait for youth to be innovated, we grow innovation around them. Today's world is fast changing in challenges which require bold solutions, and in Switzerland, bolder solutions come from the empowered youth. Let me end with this. We don't just give our young people a seat at the table. We give them tools, training, and trust. Empowerment is not a gift. It is an investment. And in Switzerland, we are investing in youth to lead not just tomorrow, but today. As the delegate of Switzerland, respectfully yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Trinidad and Tobago.
Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegate of Trinidad and Tobago addresses the Assembly on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Trinidad and Tobago, we believe that the future of our nation lies not just in the hands of our young ones, but with the tools we give them to shaping their world. Our late Prime Minister and father of the nation, Dr. Eric Williams, once said, "The future of our nation lies in the school bags of our children." Today, I echo that sentiment with a digital update. The future of our nation lies in the code, creativity, and connectivity of our youth. Young Trinbagonians are at the forefront of digital culture through tech entrepreneurship, digital music production, and robotics competition. The ICT Access Centers empower youth in underserved communities. Still, digital equity remains a national goal and a global imperative. Excellencies, you do not need saving, they need scaling. We call on all nations to invest in digital education, fund youth-led innovation, and ensure equitable access to the digital economy. Let us build a world where every young person, whether in Port of Spain, Nairobi, Jakarta, Kyiv, or any other part of the world, has the power to code their future, create solutions, and contribute meaningfully to humanity. Let us help them. Let us trust them with the future. Let us invest in them, and let us empower them, not tomorrow, but today. The Trinbagonian delegate use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Belgium, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. It is a great honor and enthusiasm to stand as a delegate of Belgium to discuss the transformative power of technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Remember, the realization of tomorrow will be a doubt of today. In Belgium, youth are at the forefront of change, leading in AI research, cybersecurity, and digital entrepreneurship. Institutions like Digital Belgium and B-Code are training a new generation of digital leaders. Yet, we must be vigilant to ensure equity, especially among minority and migrant youth. Belgium calls on this assembly to invest in inclusive digital upskilling, fund youth-led civic tech, and support multilingual access to global digital platforms. Innovation without inclusion is incomplete. Let us choose both. Remember, the realization of tomorrow will be a doubt of today. The delegate of Belgium yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Haiti, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State United Nations General Assembly, esteemed delegates and honored guests, the delegates of Haiti rises to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Haiti, young people are embracing digital learning and entrepreneurship to overcome barriers. Initiatives like the Haiti Tech Summit shows the potential of our youth when given tools and trust. But challenges like limited internet access and educational instability remains severe. Haiti appeals to the Assembly for targeted investment in digital infrastructure, French choral digital content, and global mentorship programs. Let us rise together and not leave any nation's youth behind. The delegates of Haiti use the floor. Merci.
Thank you. The delegates from Austria.
Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegates, I, the delegate of Austria, rises to address the Assembly on the theme Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Austrian youths are pioneering in sustainable tech, bioengineering, and automation. Through platforms like Future Tech Lab and Youth Innovation competitions, we are cultivating talent and creativity. However, we must close the gap between education and opportunity. Austria processes increased investment in innovation incubators for students, cross-border youth coding exchanges, and stronger public-private partnership in tech education. Let us turn imagination into implementation for every young person. The delegates of Austria use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Dominican Republic.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model, United Nations General Assembly, honorable delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Dominican Republic rises to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Dominican Republic, our youth have been transforming tourism, education, and health through the use of digital tools. Programs like Republica Digital invest in digital access for all Dominicans. However, digital inclusion gaps still exist between the rural and urban youth. We call for a Caribbean-wide youth coalition, increase access to online learning platforms, and youth-led innovation challenges across the Americas. Let the islands rise, not as isolated dots, but as connected constellations of innovation. The youth are the assets and future of every country, and putting things in place for their empowerment now will not only impact their lives positively, but will improve and preserve the future and the economy of the country. The delegate of Dominican Republic yields the floor. Gracias.
Thank you. The delegates from Ireland.
Your Excellency, Madam President, honorable delegates, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Ireland rises to share its position on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Ireland's young people are global leaders in software development, biological technology, alongside creative digital arts. With government support and global companies deeply rooted in Dublin, which is Ireland's capital city, youth have unprecedented access to tools and mentorship programs. But still, we recognize the importance of reaching rural communities and marginalized youths. Ireland urges this assembly to please support the community-based innovation labs, STEM outreach to underrepresented groups, and digital citizenship education from an early age. Innovation thrives where and only where inclusion leads. The delegate of Ireland yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate from Ecuador, the floor is now yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates, the delegate of Ecuador speaks on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. From Quito to Guayaquil, youth are launching environmental tech solutions and building social apps. Government initiatives like the Plan Nacional de Desarrollo Digital aim to close the digital gap. Still, indigenous and Amazonian youth remain underserved. Ecuador supports multilingual tech education, sustainable tech innovation grants, and regional digital inclusion campaigns for youth. Let technology serve culture, not erase it. Let youth be both creators and keepers of our shared future. The delegate of Ecuador yields the floor. Gracias.
Thank you. The delegate from Portugal, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of 2025 United Nations Global Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Portugal rise to present a position paper on the theme Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Empowering youth through technology and innovation is not just an expense, but an investment in the very future of Portugal. Portugal, an European country, is ranked 32nd globally for its readiness to frontier technology. It is also known as the heart of Europe's digital transformation because Portugal has rapidly emerged as a dynamic and thriving tech hub, attracting investors, entrepreneurs, and tech talent from across the globe. Portugal is also supporting its youth with the Startup Portugal, Emerging Tech, and Exprendi XXI to support young entrepreneurs because we believe technology is our passport to the future and our youths are our future. Still, only 29% of the Portuguese population possess digital skills above the basic level. This makes it clear to us that the journey is far from over. To remain competitive and inclusive, to reach our most remote communities, to bridge the digital divide by establishing bridges between the rural and global and urban communities. Portugal, we look forward to a Portugal that is driven by technology and innovation. Our youths are not just preparing to inherit tomorrow's challenges, but already shaping today's solutions. Now, we look forward to a Portugal where technology is not just reserved for the privileged, but made accessible for all. The delegates of Portugal use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate from Uruguay.
Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegates, the delegate of Uruguay rises to speak on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Uruguay leads Latin America in digital access. The Plan Ceibal provides every student a laptop, and our youth excel in robotics and software innovation. However, we must ensure innovation reaches marginalized youth and includes global collaboration. Uruguay proposes a youth-driven Latin American Tech Alliance, open access innovation labs, and equity-focused policy exchange. Let us move from local solutions to global leadership, powered by our youth. The delegate of Uruguay yields the floor. Gracias.
Thank you. Delegates from Denmark, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President, fellow delegates, the delegate of Denmark rises to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Denmark, we view technology as a human-centered force. Our youth are building solutions in health tech, climate innovation, and ethical AI. Government initiatives and youth design labs are at the heart of this progress. Yet, we believe digital innovation must serve democracy, equity, and sustainability. Denmark calls for the global integration of ethics in digital curricula, youth-led climate change competitions, and protection of youth data privacy across all platforms. Let's empower our youth, not only as tech users, but as ethical tech leaders. The delegate of Denmark yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you to the delegates from Bolivar.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegate of Bolivia rises to address the theme Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Bolivia, young people are combining essential knowledge with modern technology, developing climate technology and mobile solutions for rural areas. Yet, language, geography, and economic disparity still block progress. Bolivia calls for multilingual digital platforms, youth training in indigenous regions, and South-South cooperation in youth innovation. The future must be spoken in every language and built in every land. When we empower youth with technology, it is like giving them an extra arm or superpower. The delegate of Bolivia, you did the floor. Gracias, which means thank you.
Thank you to the delegates from Greece.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Models, United Nations, General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I, the delegate of the Hellenic Republic of Greece, rises to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Greek youth are embracing digital transformation, founding startups in art and developing edtech, and innovating marketing, also innovating the primary sectors. Programs like Transformation Bible and accelerating these journeys, yet challenges always arises, especially bridging the urban-rural divide. Greece urges the Assembly to please support youth entrepreneurship network, provide funding and innovation in undeserved communities, and foster Mediterranean cooperation in digital training. From the cradle of democracy, let us all come together as one to fight for the nation and also build for digital inclusion for our country. The delegate of Greece use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. So, the delegate of Guatemala, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, esteemed ladies and gentlemen, and fellow global citizens. The delegates of Guatemala rises to present a position paper on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. The power of technology. Today, we stand at the threshold of a revolution that can change the course of history, empower the next generation, amplify humanity, and shape the future of our world. I'm talking about the revolution of technology and innovation for youth empowerment, a beacon of hope. The power of our youth. It is generally believed that the youth are the powerhouse of any country. Our youth are the future leaders, innovators, change makers, and transformers of social, cultural, political, and economic world. Guatemala's youth are involved in various sectors, demonstrating a range of activities like environmental conservation efforts led by organizations like Paz Joven Guatemala and supported by Hope Guatemala in developing our communities. The challenges we face. As our country, Guatemala is well known to be to have the largest economy in the whole of Central America. However, Guatemala still remains the poorest country in the whole of Latin America, and the Caribbeans having highly unequal incomes, exacerbating inequalities resulting from digital divide and chronically malnourished children as well. A call to action. Guatemala seeks the support of this assembly to empower the youth by 1, promoting digital literacy and numeracy. 2, enhancing economic and entrepreneurial opportunities through the creation of innovation hubs. 3, prioritizing education, particularly STEM education, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. 4, promoting skills such as coding and the use of artificial intelligence, particularly known as AI, and many more. Guatemala is open to partnerships, capacity building, and digital infrastructural development, as this will be instrumental to solve the problems that have plagued our society for ages. The future we envision. With the implementation of these aforementioned recommended solutions, Guatemala and the international community can build a society where every young person has the opportunity to thrive, innovate, and lead. Let us all tackle these challenges and unveil the potentials of our youth via the power of technology and innovation. The future of our world depends on this. The delegates of Guatemala humbly use the floor. Gracias. That is to say, thank you in Guatemala.
Thank you very much. We'll be having a short break before the rest of the countries get to have their turn. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the short break. The delegate from CES Republic, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates.
Order in the house,
ladies.
please. Order in the house. Please maintain decorum. Thank you. The delegate of CES Republic may now begin.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations Delegates Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Czech Republic arises to address the theme, technology and innovation for its empowerment. The Czech Republic strongly believes in the power of technology and empowerment for our youth empowerment. In our nation, our youth are not just seen as the leaders of tomorrow, but our innovators of today. For this reason, we are all working together to ensure that we create an environment where the young minds can thrive with the help of cutting-edge technology. We are building a digital literate generation. Czech Republic is taking the bold steps to ensure that our youth are equipped with the basic skills they need to succeed in the 21st century. Our most impactful initiative is the Digital Education Strategy 2030+. This is reshaping how technology is being used in our schools by adding critical digital skills such as coding, robotics, programming at very early stages. By adding this to our national curriculum, ladies and gentlemen, we are ensuring that our Czech youth will come out as digital innovators and global citizens. Additionally, the Czechitas initiatives, this is a digital and a non-profitable organization whose sole aim is to empower our young women and adolescent girls. This is gender. This is helping us to close the gap of gender. Where we have innovation hubs, homes, places like Praga and Brno, we give youth to access to global networking, entrepreneurship, mentorship, allowing their ideas to grow and scale beyond national borders. Despite our advancement, despite our innovations, we still face major challenges. One of our major challenges is digital divide. The gap that is caused between youth who have access to technology and youth who doesn't. Some youth have to struggle, basically the ones in the rural centers have to struggle to get the same tools used by their peers. Another major challenge we face is the challenge caused by the constant demand for tech workers. As our technology is expanding, we need youth who are skilled in aspects like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and science. We have the distinguished members, we have the distinguished associations that you come to our aid so that our youth will come out well. We ask that number one, you help us in the area of encouraging youth, international youth exchange and innovation bootcamps. We Czech youth, we believe that when we collide, when we collaborate, when we meet,
We bring out problem-solving ideas. We also ask that you help us in the aspect of digital infrastructure. Please make technology accessible for all our youth. There should be no unequal access to technology. And lastly, we ask that you help us financially. We have several youths who have ideas, who have skills, but they are not strong financially. We ask for startup funds so ideas don't go to waste. Our main goal as Czech youth is to ensure our youth come out equipped with the basic skills they need to succeed in the 21st century. We want to ensure technology stands as a bridge and not a barrier to our success. I raise this flag high with so much boldness and courage. I don't just raise this flag to signify it, but I raise this as our hopes, our ideas scaling high. We believe that when we work together, we can achieve all things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the representative of Czech Republic. The delegates from Honduras.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegates of Honduras rises to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Today, I stand before you not just as a student, but as a voice for the youth of Honduras, a generation full of potential, creativity, and courage. Technology and innovation are not just tools of the future. They are the keys to empowering people right now. In Honduras, many young people are facing serious challenges, such as limited access to quality education, poor internet in rural areas, and few digital resources. But even in the face of these challenges, we are not giving up. Imagine this, a student in rural Honduras using phones to learn math, a teenager building an app to help farmers track their crops. These are not dreams, they are real possibilities, but we must act. We need better internet access, more digital skills training, and strong support from this assembly. STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math must be a priority. Across Honduras, young entrepreneurs are using technology to start businesses in e-commerce, digital marketing, and software development. Tech hubs are rising in cities like Tegucigalpa and San Pedro Sula. And governments are working with international partners to boost innovation. To my fellow youth, you don't have to wait until you are older before you start making a difference. Learn, exploit, create. Don't be afraid to fail. Every mistake is a step closer to success. Let us use technology, not just to consume, but to create. Be the innovators our country needs. Together, let us build a stronger, smarter Honduras. The delegate of Honduras hears the floor. Gracias, which means thank you in Spanish.
Thank you very much. Please, I would like to have decorum in this house. Please give your utmost attention to the delegates from each country. The delegate of Romania, the floor is now yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, delegate of Romania rises to address this assembly on the theme Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In Romania, young people are building apps, automating agriculture, and driving fintech revolution. Programs like Startup Nations are investing in youth-led innovation. But many rural youth still face digital poverty and low connectivity. Romania calls on these assemblies to champion rural internet expansion, tech education in public schools, and continental youth innovation exchanges. Empowering youth is not a favor, it is our future. The delegate of Romania yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The delegate of Papua New Guinea, the floor is yours. Okay. The delegate of Hungary, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates.
The delegates of Hungary rise to contribute to the dialogue of technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Hungarian youth are utilizing the digital economy with innovation in mid-tech, AI, and green logistics. Initiatives like Digital Success Program are cultivating nationwide tech inclusion. Nothing less, we must target systematic growth in rural areas and among disadvantaged youth. Hungary called for increased investment in youth-led research, equitable access to coding education, and stronger EU-Africa tech partners for collaboration in innovation. Let our youth be energized of tomorrow's innovation. The delegation of Hungary use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Samoa, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I, the delegate of Samoa, stands to address the topic, technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In Samoa, we see youth as guardians of culture and champions of innovation. From coding to climate science, Samoa's youth are eager to participate in a digital world that respects their heritage. But many face a digital divide. Limited infrastructure and training make innovation inaccessible to many. Samoa call on international investment in island internet access, culturally relevant digital education, and youth-led innovation progress. Let us ensure every island youth have a voice and a digital platform to express it. Fa Afete Tele Lava Sofa Mai Manuel. I, the delegate of Samoa, use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you too. The delegates from Ukraine, you may now open the floor.
Your Excellency, Madam President, honorable delegates, the delegate of Ukraine rises to speak on the topic, technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In the face of great adversity, Ukrainian youths are proving resilient and resourceful, developing cybersecurity solutions, digital aid platform, and education app amidst the crisis. Programs like IT generation and uplifting our youth. Yet, one displacement threatens access to digital skills and learning. Ukraine calls for global solidarity to support conflict-affected youth with digital learning infrastructures, mental health tech, and global mentorship opportunities. Even under fire, our youth are coding hope. Let us stand with them. The delegates of Ukraine use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Solomon Island.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Solomon Islands rises to speak on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Our youth are resilient, creative, and capable. Yet, they are often limited by geography and infrastructure. Many islands lack reliable internet and digital education. We propose that this assembly supports mobile tech labs, solar-powered connectivity projects, and youth innovation funds for remote communities. Let us not just talk about empowerment. Let us invest in it for the sake of island youth who deserve a digital future. The delegate of Solomon Islands yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you too. Please, can you be audible while presenting your speech? The delegate from Russia.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates, the delegate of Russia rises to present its national perspective on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Russian youth are deeply involved in the fields of aerospace, cyber operations, and artificial intelligence. From Moscow to Novosibirsk, institutions are fostering innovations through national programs like Russia, the land of opportunity. However, challenges remain in access to global platforms and equitable tech education across remote regions. Russia advocates for depoliticized digital cooperation, more cross-border tech research initiatives, and youth innovation forums that prioritize scientific advancement over division. Let us ensure technology connects and empowers all, not just some. The delegates of Russia use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate of Vanuatu. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Vanuatu rises to engage the Assembly on technology and innovations for youth empowerment. In Vanuatu, youth are solving local challenges with global needs, with global tools, from disaster responses apps to digital education and for remote schools. But our geography limits access to innovations. Vanuatu seeks global partnerships to strengthen ICT infrastructure, provide youth code programs, and support island-based startups. Empowered youth can transform island nations. Let us provide bridges of technology that reach every shore. The delegates of Vanuatu use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate from Serbia.
Your Excellency, Madam President, distinguished delegates, the delegate of Serbia rises to contribute to this Assembly dialogue on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Serbia, the name of our president in Serbia is Alexander Vucic, and the currency we use in Serbia is Serbia dinar. Serbia is a country in southeastern Europe and a part of the Balkans. The capital city is Belgrade. To the north of Serbia is a country, Hungary. To the east of Serbia are the countries Bulgaria and Romania. To the south of Serbia are the countries North Macedonia and Kosovo. To the south of Serbia are the countries Montenegro, which was once united with Serbia. And other countries are Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Croatia. Serbian youth are advancing mobile apps, digital design and biotech, with initiatives like the Digital Serbia initiatives, which are building a strong digital ecosystem for the next generation. Yet, gaps in funding and regional outreach must be addressed. Serbia calls for enhanced support for Balkans-wide youth innovation hubs, digital entrepreneurship training, and inclusion of marginalized youth in tech opportunities. Let us give every youth innovator the tools to shape a better future. The delegate of Serbia is the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Order in the house, please. Order in the house. The delegate of Barbados. The floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Barbados rises to address the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Barbadian youth are embracing innovation. From fintech to creative tech, they are building a digital Caribbean. Our country invests in tech education and entrepreneurship through national programs like Youth Agri-Tech Incubator. However, we must go further. We call on this assembly to support Caribbean-wide collaboration on digital training, tech startup funding, and infrastructure expansion. Innovation should not be limited by island size. Let us empower our youth everywhere to dream big and build bigger. The delegate of Barbados yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegate from Bulgaria, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President, honorable delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Bulgaria rises to speak on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Bulgarian youth are emerging as leaders in IT sourcing, software development, and robotics. Through national programs and European Union support, we are seeing more tech startups led by the youth. Still, many talented young people lack access to cutting-edge resources and mentorship. Bulgaria urges the Assembly to strengthen tech startup ecosystems in Eastern Europe, expand cross-border coding boot camps, and invest in school-to-startup pathways. Empowerment begins with opportunity, and opportunity must be shared. The delegate of Bulgaria, dressed proudly in his country's white, green, and wine, yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you too. Decorum, please. The delegate of Croatia, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President, respected delegates, the delegate of the Republic of Croatia has risen before the committee that is deeply committed to providing youth empowerment with innovation and technology. In Croatia, young innovators are driving change in tourism tech, marine innovation, and digital arts. Initiatives like Croatia 2030 focus on harnessing youth potential through digital transformation. Through programs like Hamak Bigro and the use of European Union research frameworks, Croatian youth are solving problems not only nationally, but globally. But to ensure that no one is left behind, we must expand efforts in rural areas and underdeveloped centers. Croatia calls on this assembly to fund regional digital education centers, promote tech festivals for youth collaboration, and offer scholarships to young minds to ensure that not only youth voices are heard, but they are seen and participating in global policy. Let innovation be a bridge, not a barrier to opportunity. The delegate of the Republic of Croatia yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Bahamas, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of the Bahamas rises in the support of the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In the Bahamas, youth are at the forefront of marine technology, digital tourism, and climate innovation. Our future depends on their ability to lead in tech, not just participate. We call for stronger global support in equipping youth with AI skills, sustainable innovation tools, and entrepreneurship mentorship, especially in small island developing states. When youth are equipped with knowledge and connectivity, even the smallest nations can lead the biggest changes. The delegates of the Bahamas use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you too. The delegate from Panama, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President, esteemed delegates, I, the delegate of Panama, speaks on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Panama is becoming a digital gateway. Young Panamanians are building careers in fintech, logistic techs, and cybersecurity. Programs like Ciudad del Sabao provide training and mentorship. However, tech access must extend to all youth, including rural and industrious population. Panama calls for regional data sharing platform, youth tech incubators, and stand for all education reforms. Madam President, I hereby plead thee, let our youth move beyond access to influence, creation, and leadership. The delegate of Panama use the floor. Gracious.
Thank you. The delegate of St. Lucia is not on seat, so the delegate from Australia.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, Secretary General, Rapporteur, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of Australia rises with honor to address this esteemed assembly on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. In the Commonwealth of Australia, we not merely regard our youth as the inheritors of tomorrow, but as the architects of today. We strongly believe that the power of innovation lies in the hands of our youth. From Sydney's tech startups to Brisbane's AI research labs, young Australians are not just participating in the digital revolution, they are shaping it. Our national commitment to youth empowerment is both strategic and steadfast. In 2023, the Australian government unveiled the Youth Digital Engagement Strategy, a blueprint which equips youth with tools and mentorship they need to flourish in the digital age. Parallel to this is the $1.2 billion digital economy strategy, shaping technology into a bridge and not a barrier to opportunities. Yet, even in prosperity, we are mindful of disparity. Australia recognizes the digital divide that goes on between metropolitan centers and remote communities. In response to this, the Regional Connectivity Program has been expanded to deliver robust digital infrastructure to these often overlooked regions to ensure that geography doesn't determine destiny. Australia stands before this assembly with a call to partnership. Let us exchange ideas and mentorship beyond borders and nurture an ecosystem where every young person can ascend as a leader in technological innovation. Australia stands ready to collaborate with nations to create a future where youths are not just consumers of innovation, but creators and leaders. Technology and innovation is the spark, and the youth are the fire. The delegates of Australia use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Grenada, floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates and ladies and gentlemen, Delegate of Grenada rises in support of technology and innovation for youth empowerment. In Grenada, we are nurturing a generation of young coders, creators, and climate innovators. Yet, digital divide is a barrier. Now, in Grenada urges this assembly to support regional tech education platforms, youth startup grants, and public-private innovation hub. With the right support, Caribbean youth can be global tech leaders, not just local leaders. I know what I mean. So, delegates of Grenada use the floor. Merci beaucoup, which means thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from New Zealand.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegate, ladies and gentlemen, the delegate of the New Zealand rises to present our perspective on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. New Zealand recognizes that innovation flourishes where young minds are supported. Our youth are pioneering green tech, digital health, and Maori-centered innovation that honor our heritage and advance our future. Yet, we acknowledge that access is uneven, especially in rural and unserved communities. Therefore, New Zealand champions digital inclusion, culturally informed tech education, and youth-focused entrepreneurship. We urge this assembly to equitable innovation policies that leave no community behind and empower all youth to shape their destinies with dignity and digital tools. The delegates of New Zealand use the floor back to the Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Antigua and Barbuda, the floor is now yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegates of Antigua and Barbuda rises to present a position paper on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Today, I want to talk about the transformative power of technology and innovation in empowering youths in Antigua and Barbuda. As a small island of developing states, we face unique challenges due to our small population and unique topography, but we also have immense opportunities. One of our giant strides in recent time is the digitalization of public services with a focus on accessibility and inclusivity, particularly for people with disabilities and those in rural areas, thereby bridging the digital divide. Our dependence on coastal and ocean resources for economic activities such as fishing, tourism, and transportation adds complexity, but it is also a chance for innovation if only we leverage on technology and innovation. Investment in science, technology, and innovation can significantly enhance productivity, foster innovation, and promote sustainable development. By embracing STI, we can unlock our economic potential and build a more prosperous and resilient Antigua and Barbuda. For instance, if the youth of Antigua and Barbuda are equipped with STEM education and training, they can harness the benefits of our aquatic topography by building renewable energy technologies such as wave and tidal energy, which will reduce our reliance on fossil fuel imports, boosting our energy independence and freeing up resources for other priorities. Also, by leveraging on technology and innovation, technological advancement in sustainable aquaculture and ocean-friendly tourism can enhance food security, diversify our economy, and create new export opportunities while protecting our fragile marine ecosystems. As beautiful as these dreams are, the youth of Antigua and Barbuda lack the wherewithal to implement these laudable innovations that can put our country on the world map. We are still largely deficient in STEM education and training, and much of our islands still lack proper access to internet services. We thereby solicit the support of this honorable assembly in ensuring that both rural and urban Antigua and Barbuda have access to services and gadgets that encourage communication and bridge the digital divide. Though we are a coalition of small islands, we believe that the best things in life are small, but they can make a big impact. The delegates of Antigua and Barbuda yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates from Maldives, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of the Maldives rise to address the theme, which says technology and innovation for youth empowerment. As an island nation vulnerable to climate change, we in the Maldives understand the urgent need for the youth-led innovation. Our young people are using drones for conservation and the tech for sustainable tourism. Yet, many youth across our disparate islands lack access to digital tools and global platforms. We call for the increased global support for the ICT in small island states, youth-centered learning, and climate tech innovation programs. Empowering youth is not just about opportunity, it is about survival, resilience, and transformation. The delegates of Maldives use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. The delegates of Fiji, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the Ogun State 2025 Model United Nations Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegate of Fiji rises to speak on the theme Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Fiji, a tropical island in the Pacific, is home to vibrant and useful population with approximately 40% of its population under the age of 24. Fiji's youth are a vital component of its development. Fijian youth have arisen from launching mobile apps that assist local farmers to using drones to monitor environmental change. Our young people are solving Pacific problems with global tools. However, many islands lack access to high-speed internet and technical training. Without action, our innovators may be strained. Fiji calls for targeted investment in Pacific tech hubs, digital inclusion for island communities, and climate-focused innovation programs led by the youth. Let us not empower youth for the future. Let us empower them to protect and shape it. The delegates of Fiji use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. This session of the General Assembly debate is about to come to an end as two schools are left to present their speech. The delegates are from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The delegate of St. Vincent and the Grenadines rises to speak on the theme, Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. Our youth are inventing, adapting, and leading in the face of climate threats and economic challenges. But innovation cannot thrive without assets. We propose targeted investment in youth-led agri-tech, digital health initiative, and public coding labs, especially in rural and vulnerable communities. Empowering our youth is not a choice. It is the best investment in our shared future. The delegates of St. Vincent and the Grenadines use the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Last but not the least, the delegates from Belize. The floor is now yours.
Your Excellency, Madam President of the 2025 Ogun State Model United Nations General Assembly, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the delegates of Belize rises to offer a voice on the subject of technology and innovation for youth empowerment. Belizean youth are creating mobile apps for education, exploring eco-innovation, and using tech to preserve cultural heritage. Yet connectivity and digital literacy remain challenges in many rural areas. Belize urges international collaboration to provide infrastructure, scholarships for tech education, and cross-border youth innovation programs. Let us unlock the full potential of our young minds, because innovation knows no borders. The delegates of Belize yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much for participating in this General Assembly debate. We will now move to the committee resolution session.
Distinguished delegates, honorable guests, and esteemed members of the Model United Nations, I declare this committee session open. Today, We gather not only to debate and discuss, but to dream and design. The topic before us is one of vital importance. How can young people contribute to solving global problems with innovation? This is not just about future plans, it is about current action. From digital apps fighting hunger to solar power schools, youth across the globe are already shaping a better world. Our task is to explore how we can support, empower, and replicate such innovations. Let's begin.
Through codes and creativities, our youth tackle social transparency, digital access, and unemployment. We urge AUN delegates to support tech incubators in developing democracy where innovation meets resilience.
This resolution is a result of extensive collaboration among a diverse group of nations, and it reflects our shared commitments to empowering the youth. I will now briefly highlight the key points of the resolution. Creation of UN Innovation Labs for every continent. $50 million UN Youth Innovation Fund for grassroots projects. Integration of innovation and entrepreneurship in secondary education globally. Partnership with the private sector and NGOs for mentorship and scalability.
Honorable delegates, your passion today has ignited a vision. From the coast of Belize to cities of Vietnam, from the fields of Uganda to the lands of Ukraine, your solutions remind us that age does not determine the impact action does. Let your ideas live beyond this room. The world needs them. Seton adjourned.
Distinguished delegates, welcome to today's session of Technology and Innovation for Youth Empowerment. The youth of our world stand on the front line of innovation and change. Let us now begin the general speakers list. Each delegate has 90 seconds.
In the digital age, youth are not just passive consumers of technology. They are creators, innovators, and change makers. In the Bahamas, a country with a vibrant and tech-savvy youth population, the potential for using technology to drive social good is immense. By leveraging digital tools, young Bahamians are making a significant impact on both local communities and global conversations.
Colombia, a country rich in culture, but challenged by issues such as inequality and limited access to services in rural areas. Young people are increasingly turning to technology as a powerful tool for social good. By leveraging innovation, coding, social media, and digital platforms, Colombian youths are addressing pressing local problems while also contributing to global movement for justice, sustainability, and equity.
Thank you, delegates, for your passionate and constructive debate. The resolutions passed today will help pave the way for youth-led innovation worldwide. This session is adjourned.
Honorable delegates, welcome to this crucial session on technology and innovation for youth empowerment. This issue touches every region, with youth as our most valuable resources. The floor is now open for opening incidents. Each delegate will have 90 seconds, and here we have a sufficient amount of countries placed in the session.
Australia highlights the importance of remote and indigenous communities' access to technology. We propose expanding digital literacy programs that incorporate the cultural values and local languages.
Our draft proposes the creation of a UN Youth Innovation Network, funding research and innovation hubs in developing countries.
Thank you, delegates, for your passionate and constructive debates. The resolutions passed today will help pave the way for youth-led innovation worldwide. This session is adjourned.
Thank you. We have just watched the video. Now, we shall now listen to the sponsors of the draft resolutions. Will the delegates for Committee 1 step to the podium to present their resolution?
the delegate of Denmark rises to present a resolution on creating opportunities for youth in the global innovation ecosystem. Madam President, distinguished delegates, the General Assembly, recognizing the essential role of youth in global innovation and sustainable development, concerned by barriers such as limited access to education, funding, and mentorship faced by young innovators, particularly in developing regions, affirming the importance of SDGs 4, 8, and 9 in building inclusive innovation systems. Operative clauses 1. Recommends the creation of the UN Youth Innovation Network, that is the UNYIN, to connect young innovators with mentors, investors, and educational resources globally. 2. Calls for integration of entrepreneurship and digital literacy in national secondary school curricula. 3. Encourages member states to establish youth innovation hubs offering training, mentorship, and startup support at the community level. 4. Supports the launch of a global youth innovation fund led by UNDP to provide seed grants for youth-led projects and startups. 5. Proposes an annual UN Youth Innovation Expo to showcase and celebrate youth-led solutions from all regions. 6. Urges partnership with private sector and NGOs to offer internships, mentorships, and access to digital tools. 7. Requests the Secretary General to report annually on youth participation in innovation with attention to equity and impact.
Thank you. Will the delegates for Committee 2 step to the podium to now present their resolution?
Madam President, distinguished delegates, the General Assembly, the delegates of Bulgaria rises to present this resolution on empowering youth through global tech internships, digital ethics, and cloud collaboration. Recognizing the growing importance of skilled and ethical youth in the digital economy, concerned by rising cyber threats and misinformation affecting young users, highlighting the value of global tech internships, cloud collaboration, and digital ethics education. Our resolution proposes a UN-endorsed global tech internship program, GTIP, for youth aged 16 to 25, in partnership with tech firms and universities. 2. Encourages digital ethics education in schools and universities, focusing on artificial intelligence, online safety, and responsible digital use. 3. Recommends cloud collaboration zones, CCZs, to connect youth globally for innovation, research, and entrepreneurship. 4. Calls for private sector support to fund internships for youth from underserved communities. 5. Requests UNESCO and UNDP assistance in developing regionally relevant digital ethics curricula. 6. Supports a virtual Global Youth Innovation Challenge hosted through CCZs to promote international teamwork and problem solving. The delegate of Bulgaria yields the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Will the delegates for Committee 3 step to the podium to present their draft resolution?
Delegates of Croatia to present a resolution on young people's contribution to solving global problems with innovation. Madam President, distinguished delegates, the General Assembly, acknowledging that young people represent a powerful force for creative solution to the world's most urgent challenges, including the climate change, inequality, public health, and conflict. Recognizing the youth-led innovation is vital for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, particularly SDG 4, quality education, SDG 8, decent work, and SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Concerned that many young people, especially in low-income or conflict-affected regions, lack the infrastructure, mentorship, or funding to participate meaningfully in the global innovation ecosystem, affirming the need for equitable access to knowledge, technology, and support system that allows young people to develop and implement impactful solutions. Our resolutions are: 1, recommends the creation of youth innovation incubators in each UN region, with priority given to high needs and under-resourced areas to support local youth in developing scalable solutions to global challenges. 2, support the establishment of an international youth solution challenge held annually, inviting young innovators to submit proposals tackling issues such as climate change, global health, education access, and food security. 3, call for investment in scholarship and fellowship in STEM field, social innovations, and sustainable development, especially for youth from marginal communities. Encourages member states to integrate innovation training, including entrepreneurship, digital skills, and ethical technology use into international secondary schools and tertiary education curriculum. 5, propose the launch of a global youth mentor network, linking experienced professionals and innovators with young change makers for guidance, project support, and international collaboration. 6, urge great representation of youth in national innovation policies and global decision-making forum, particularly through the creation of Youth Advisory Council and innovation consultative groups. 7, request that UNDP, UNICEF, and UNESCO jointly publish an annual report on the state of youth-led innovation and its measurable impact on global challenges. The delegate of Croatia yields, leaves the floor now.
Thank you. Distinguished delegates, ladies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, we have come to the end of this powerful and insightful session. You have debated with intelligence, collaborated with purpose, and demonstrated the true potential of youth-led innovation. Remember, technology is only a tool. You are the true innovation. This session is now adjourned.